Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Green River. My gosh, it has been another, well, I would say long hiatus. However, it's not near as long as the hiatus I took during the summer, but certainly best laid plans of mice and men and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and get right into the action here. I will catch you up on sort of what I have done, well, it's off camera because you guys have not, will not be able to see what I did. It wasn't intentional. Before I took the most recent break, I had recorded an episode of me harvesting wheat on this field coming up right here, field number 19 on the left. And for whatever reason, my audio levels were all messed up. Again, I believe a Windows update, thanks to a Windows update, had messed some things up. So, and then for whatever reason, I just wasn't really in the mood for recording. I just kind of wanted to play. So I went ahead and also harvested the wheat off of the field right over here. And as you can also tell, I have already picked up the straw. I baled this entire field here with straw bales, field number 19. Field number 18, which was also wheat, I took the straw from that, and probably about 75% of the straw went over to make straw pellets, and we're currently bagging those as we sort of speak. And although I see that the pelletizer is empty, so we'll go sort that out here momentarily. And then also moved some of that straw over to the compost facility to continue making some compost. And so I have sold about 2 loads of compost, probably about 100,000 liters of compost. So we've got a little bit of extra money in the kitty there that we possibly did not have the last time that we were together. And let's see, what all has been going on? Well, let's see. So according to my trusty little spreadsheet that I keep track of everything that I record and do, episode number 23 of Green River came out on the 1st of October. And I think I told you all that I was going to be taking a break to head up to the mountains for a little while, and certainly did that. And my wife and I really enjoyed our time up there, and just getting away from it all was just so important and so relaxing for us. And then let's see what this guy has got going on here. He's decided to run smack dab into a tree, it looks like, or a couple of trees, so we'll have to sort him out. Let's see, whatever else. I think that right after the 4th of October, that was my birthday, by the way. Start the engine first. Well, after we got back from the mountains, I went and we had our big conference, our user conference, which was out in San Francisco. And let's see if he'll do his thing and not get caught up on these other trees up here. I think he's gonna get hung up on those trees as well. So let me just manually do a little combining here. So our user conference was out in San Francisco, and so I was out there, and I guess on the way back, or maybe, I don't know, I could have got it out there as well, but I got sick. I got either a cold or a flu or something or another. Kind of had a sore throat, had fever, just kind of ached all over. Probably wasn't the flu, because I certainly have felt a lot worse. But I just really, I wasn't in the mood to do any gaming. I wasn't in the mood to do any recording for certain. And I really didn't feel like working either. I went into the office one day, and between just the stuff going on in the office and stuff like that, I just kind of more or less said, there's other things that I should be doing in my life other than coming and putting up with this. And so needless to say, I went home, and I went ahead and stayed home the rest of that week, which was last week, as I'm recording this episode on the 5th of November. Yes, the 5th of November. And so anyway, I feel better. My voice is a bit. My voice is a bit stiff sounding, I think, a little hoarse in the mornings and everything. But taking some cough medicine that hopefully will keep me from coughing and hacking through this episode. Certainly hope that it will. And feeling better. Went into the office today and pretty much worked a full day in the office, and so I have just we'll kind of see what this guy here is going to do with his combine, and hopefully he'll make his turn here. I think I've got him in circle mode for now, so we'll see how that works out. But this is obviously canola, as I may have already said, and of course we are growing canola on this map to fuel our biofuel plant, and we are smack dab out of biofuel as well. We don't have any diesel in the plant at all. We don't have any diesel in the compost master either, and so we are basically in need of that. So hopefully the combine will start moving as soon as he is done there. I'm going to go ahead and move our semi over, and we will sort of get him staged, and that way it's not quite as far of a haul for us to move this, because I'd like to get at least a load of canola into our compost facility in this episode, because that way we can be producing diesel, because again, like I said, get a load of canola into the biodiesel plant. That's the word that I'm looking for there. Anyway, just a lot going on, and you know, I know you all understand about what all comes first, priorities and all that kind of stuff, and I'm gonna just tab. I know I don't like to do that, but let's keep this guy here producing some straw pellets or straw bells. Straw pellet bells is what I'm looking for. Gosh, I'm just at a loss for words. As you can tell, I am a little bit out of practice with playing and certainly recording all at the same time, and I will endeavor to get better, because that's obviously what we try to do, is keep moving the bar and everything and get better at what we do. So as I said, it is the 5th of November, and we are, I suppose, if everything is correct with the calendar, and if FarmSim 19 comes out as scheduled, I'm guessing that we are about what, 16 days out. November 20th, I believe, is the date that FarmSim 19 is supposed to come out, and I'm excited for it. I'm sure you all are as well. I will actually, and I think I might have said this in a few of the episodes that I recorded before I got busy and took another break and everything again, I will actually be out of town on the 20th of November. I believe that is a Tuesday, or maybe it's a Monday. That's really irrelevant at this particular point in time. My wife and I will be leaving on Monday of the week of the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday, and heading down to Texas to visit my family, my parents. I've got an aunt and uncle, some cousins and everything down there. So we will be heading down to Texas for Thanksgiving, and sort of as a result of that, I will be out of town for the release of FarmSim 19. So as I have said before, I will kind of live vicariously through folks like maybe Farmer Klein, through Doug Zorley, some of those guys that I'm sure will be playing FarmSim 19 just the very minute that it comes out. So I will have to kind of watch them as I am out of town, and so I really don't know. I'm not going to make any commitments at all as far as video schedules or anything like that, because I realize that at least as far as 17 is concerned, and especially the last, I would say 6 months, I have been just terrible at trying to maintain any schedule and doing anything that or even resembles any form of a schedule. And for that, I am sorry. But as I said sort of at the top of the show, I also know that you guys are fully aware of everything. All the major things in life always come first, and we'll figure out all the rest later down the road. And that's a really poor job of loading that onto the pallet, but it sort of works, I suppose. And we'll just stack this out here like so, and see if we can get that off there. Alright, I tell you what, I'm just really bad at pallet handling, and I've never really been that great, but I certainly am a bit rusty. So let's see where our combine is. He's coming back around that direction, so we might as well just kind of wait here and see if he gets over here. But hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope your month of November has gone by as well as can be expected, although you're only 5 or 6 days in. I'm not sure when this video will actually release. I may try to get it edited, uploaded, rendered, all that good kind of stuff for Tuesday, the 6th of November, which here in the US, that is election day. And I've got to tell you, I will be so glad when this election cycle is over with. I'm fed up with it, and it's a wonderful process. I fully support the whole democratic election process and everything. Democracy is a wonderful thing, and I think we've got a great thing going and everything. But I tell you, I am tired of the ads on TV. I'm tired of the robocalls. I'm tired of the text messages. I voted probably 2.5 weeks ago. Got my mail-in ballot, like I said, probably about 3 weeks ago, and got it returned at least 2 weeks ago. So it's done. As far as who I'm voting for and what I'm supporting and all that kind of stuff is done. Yet, of course, I still get the calls from the candidates, and still get the text messages from the candidates and all that good stuff. So I know that will just continue probably until at least until tomorrow sometime. At least the campaign ads will continue through tomorrow, I'm sure, trying to catch those that have not voted yet. So anyway, but I will be glad when that is done. I'm sure that you all feel the same way that I do. And of course, I'm not going to start talking about politics, because that's a good way to make a lot of enemies and everything, is to start talking about that sort of stuff. But it is a fantastic process, and but it just gets a little bit annoying, to put it mildly. All right, so I think since we are somewhat close to the compost master, I need to run over there, and I think what I'll do is I'll drop this guy here. Hopefully he won't be in the way. We'll head over to the compost master, and we'll just cut across this field here since we own it, and we will do a little bit of work over there. I need to essentially, I think we need to haul off some more compost. We'll make it easy. We'll use one of my favorite mods to do that, the Fraise, and get that loaded up into the Penta DB50 that's already staged over there, and get that moved over. And that way we can, once we get some more diesel, we can get the compost facility running again, and I can get the pickup forage wagon there, forage harvester, get that moved and emptied, because that's got some straw in it. And of course, if you look there on our weather forecast, we do actually have rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Of course, I guess we could get rain at any point in time, I suppose. But hopefully our timing will be of such that we can at least make enough diesel to get enough of this compost master running so that we can not lose that straw. It's all off the fields, but it just isn't out of that trailer yet. Alright, so this is kind of a little bit of a hokey process here, and I'm really not sure why it doesn't chew through the compost like it does other materials, but oh well. So we'll just kind of do it this way, and we load up about, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 liters at a time, and then we kind of have to back up, and then we'll take another stab at it. I thought about moving a conveyor over here, but I think the conveyor process is a little bit, probably only a little bit more convenient than actually using a wheel loader to do it. The speed of which that thing runs is pretty slow, but oh well. So we'll get a little bit here loaded up, try to get close to 50,000 liters. So yeah, so the month of October for me really flew by. I had a lot of work projects and such that have been going on. In addition to that, I told you all, I've talked about it many times, about my small little woodworking business that I kind of do on the side. Well, obviously with the holidays coming up, I spent some time in early October building up my inventory of pins. So I've got about 20, I guess about 20 different pins in the store now, 19, 18, something like that. I've got some really cool, I've still got I've sold several of the Shawshank pins, but I've got some of that wood left. I've done some Jack Daniels and Maker Mark whiskey barrel pins. I've got those in there, and then just some other stuff, other odds and ends. I've got a wine bottle stopper and things like that. So check that out if you are so inclined. I'll try to remember to put a link to the Etsy shop in the show notes, but if I forget, just ask me about that over on Discord, and I'll get that for you. And of course, there's no obligation whatsoever, but with the holidays coming up, pens and those kind of things do make excellent holiday gifts. And as a matter of fact, I need to get better. One of the things that I was wanting to do last weekend, but I just didn't feel like getting out in the shop because it was a little cooler here in Colorado, but I do need to basically make some Christmas gifts for my family in Texas. Now, of course, we will be going down there, like I said, at Thanksgiving to see them. So I need to get this done in the next, probably next weekend, actually. But I need to make some gifts for something for my dad, something for my mom, and my aunt and uncle. And I usually do that. And so we'll be thinking about what I'm going to do and get that done. But just a lot of different things going on. Work has also been really hectic the last few weeks. We've had a lot more changes at work, and that just sort of drives a lot of work my way. I've sort of taken on some additional responsibilities. I would would call it a promotion, but it's not a whole lot, not really a lot of financial gain to it, but a lot more responsibility, and that has kept me busy. And of course, being out of town on work-related business, things at my office here in Denver stack up because nobody really does what I do when I'm away, and so that just kind of continues to stack up. And then of course we're getting into the holiday season, and while in some respects things kind of start slowing down in the IT world, they also can also be kind of busy as well and hectic, because we've got a lot of people that are taking time off for various reasons, and then we also have some projects and everything that also we try to do, because it is a slower period for some of the users within the company, and so that is just kind of how that goes. All right, so we'll just take this turn here wide because I didn't want to have to bother with backing up. So we made 55,000 out of that harvest, not too bad at all. And as I said before, we need to get the canola, at least one load of canola, over to the facility and get that producing some diesel, because we need to be able to fire up the compost plant again, just to eat through the rest of that straw, because we don't need it. We've got, I don't know, 60, 70 bales of straw or something, I think. So that should definitely hold us through this year. Now, speaking of, I don't want to commit. I certainly don't want to overcommit to anything, because I never know really what's going to be going on and what I'm going to do and everything from one week to the next, it seems like these days. But let's see, let's just go ahead and back this up so it's somewhat tidy looking. I was going to say that I sort of will anticipate that I'm not going to obviously be starting any new map projects for FarmSim 17. Of course, I don't really like to say never, just because who knows, there may be something that comes along that I may just get completely excited about, but I am trying to refrain myself from watching too many map reviews and stuff like that, just because I sometimes tend to lose my focus on what I should be doing, and I think, well, I want to do something different, and it just frustrates you, and it complicates matters for me. But that's the only thing I dislike about this map, is there is a huge jump between the grass and obviously the pavement there. But anyway, I don't want to commit to, I don't want to overcommit and be able to, let folks down, because things have not gone the way that I have wanted them necessarily to go with regards to my time being able to record episodes. I was going to live stream South Mountain Creamery, and that really hasn't worked out well because I haven't had the time to do that either. And I don't even know what the future of that map really holds. I don't think I'm going to try to live stream it, just because I'm pretty sure that what little bit of time that I have, I would probably rather produce recorded content, just because that's a little easier for me to do, and then perhaps we kind of wait and see what happens once 19 comes out. And then yes, I am one of those that have said before that probably once 19 comes out, I'm done with 17. And that may very well be the case, unless, I feel like I need to at least finish off a storyline or something, maybe with this map. I will probably continue to play this map at least until 19 comes out, because I think that we probably have, between my schedule and the amount of work that we still have to do on this map, that's probably going to be about the timing of everything, as we'll probably be coming up on, or at least me getting back from Texas, because again, like I said, I am in Texas the week of the release. And so as we're emptying this out here, I will look at a calendar really quick, and I think so the 20th is on Tuesday, so we leave on the 19th, and I don't get back until the 25th, on Sunday the 25th. So it will most likely be, well, actually we're back fairly early on the 25th, so I could actually get a little bit of at least get it installed and play around with it a little bit, maybe on Sunday the 25th, but it'd probably be that week, the 26th or so, before I really get a chance to check it all out and everything, because again, with the schedule and everything, and that's just unfortunate, because in the last at least with FarmSim 15 and FarmSim 17, they both came out in October, and of course, that was well away from a holiday. But with Giants being located in Europe, the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday is not a thing for them, and so it's just another day of the week. All right, well, we are coming up on 25 minutes, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let him make his turn. He's only got 25% in his combine, but we will pull on up here and empty him, and then we will take this 25% of canola and empty it into the semi, and then we will haul that over to the biodiesel plant, and then I think we're going to call this episode good. Now, I think I'm going to record another episode kind of right after this one, maybe after a few minutes of downtime. I think I'm going to go and get a drink and maybe take some more cough medicine or take a throat lozenge or something. And then I may come back and do another episode because I've got a little bit of time tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have time tomorrow night. And again, I'm not trying to overextend myself or anything like that. It's just that I am, I realize I'm fortunate that I've got great viewers, great listeners or whatever, and and I am sort of, I'm sorry that it's, at least for the last 5 or 6 months, my schedule has been just terrible. I've not been committed at all to keeping the channel going and keeping content and everything for you all. And I am going to endeavor to try to do better at it. But I think that we're just going to need to get into FarmSim 19 for that really to happen. Because, as I said, I think we're just going to finish out what we're doing here on GreenRiver. I'll take a look around with South Mountain Creamery and see if how far we are away from the harvest season, and maybe do an episode or two before harvest, and then try to do some harvest stuff there. It just really kind of depends on what all I've got going on. But hey, at least we've managed to get this episode recorded, and we get this canola put in here and get us some biodiesel. We've already got our Shell fuel tanker there backed up, waiting to load it up with whatever we can get out of here, and we'll get that over to the compost facility. And then we've still got, just kind of bring up our map here so you can kind of see what's going on with our field work. As I said, I've already harvested these 2 fields. We're just about done with this one. Probably when I come back for the next episode, we'll start on 16, and we'll go ahead and do that today in this game day. And then as these fields are still in the green state, they may be a couple more days before we can harvest those. But if we look at our weather forecast, we've got rain coming, so we can do a few things. We can sell those. We can take those straw pellets to market. We can do that. Obviously we need to tend to our animals and things like that as well. So we'll try to make at least an episode out of that. And then we'll be getting into the harvesting of our sunflowers. We've got sugar beets over on the other side over there as well. And I think some soybeans maybe. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thanks for not giving up on me. As I said before, I'm not sure how many videos I'm really going to commit to between now and 19 coming out, but just know that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, and we will check out FarmSim 19 together and see how that goes. And of course, I'll be keeping my mod spreadsheet, and may try to do some mod reviews, may try to do some tutorials once 19 gets going. So anyway, thank you again for watching. Take good care of yourselves and also of each other, and come back and watch another episode very soon. Bye-bye for now. God bless you all. Bye-bye.